Yes. So before going to today's session, a short recap of what we learned yesterday. Power Automate, the name itself says it's used for automation. So it's whenever you want to do something and you want to automate something, I think you can use the automate. What is the difference between automate available in Excel, automate available in every tool? There is some automation. What is the advantage of Power Automate is you can connect it with multiple applications. Yesterday we did it. We can connect with Excel, we can connect with Outlook, we can connect with Teams, even you can connect with some external other than Microsoft also you can connect it. Other than Microsoft, the Google, some other tools also you can connect it. That's an advantage of this Power Automate. And I think yesterday we have seen about the workflow of this Power Automate. I think there are 6 workflows on the Power Automate. First one is triggering. First you have to create a trigger. After triggering, you have to get a data. So yesterday we have seen how to get the data. One is we can see first one triggering. Could you tell me how many types of triggering is available? 3 types. What are all the 3 types of triggering? One is the manual way of triggering. Second one is auto triggering. Third one is schedule triggering. Very good. So 3 types of triggering. And yesterday, could you tell me where we got the data here? One is manually you got an input. Through a manual input we got the data. Second one, using a parameter we can get the data. Second one we got the data. Last one, that's the last chapter what we did. We got the data through a through Excel we didn't get the data. Forms. Through the forms. Through the forms we got the data. Today we will see, as you told, today we will see how to get it from Excel, how to get it from SharePoint list, how to get it from SharePoint list, how to get it from Power Apps. So these are all the things which we are going to see today. Yesterday we have seen only manual input, through a forms, how to get an input. And Excel, I think our first session will start with the Excel, how to get the data from Excel, how to update it, and through the SharePoint, through the Power App also. Then we have to do some process, some calculation, some arithmetical, mathematical, some calculation. Yesterday we did some calculation here. While feeding the data, we did some calculation. Then we have used yes or no. So if it is a yes, we have used a condition. We have used a condition. We have used 2 things here. One is we have used the condition, normal if condition. Another one is we have used one more condition. Did you remember one more condition we did it? Multiple checking. We used one thing called as switch. Okay. Condition itself we have seen how to do a nested condition. One condition inside that we can use another condition also. Then the action. What are all the action we did it is, I think we have did all the 3. We did how to make an email, how to make a Teams meeting, how to update it. How to update. Whenever I do something, it has to be updated in my Excel table. It has to be updated in my SharePoint. So whenever you do something, it has to update. So update also we have seen. Finally, we have seen how to make a output. So these are all the workflow. I hope all the workflow has been completed. We are going to, as I told, some topics are pending here. That are all the topics which we are going to cover today. And there is one more very important topic of approvals. How to make approval, how to send the approval. If it is approved, what should be done? If it is rejected, what should be done? Sequential approval, one by one approval, any one approval. There are various processes of approvals. We'll see that approval part also. Approval part, how to make this automate in the approval part. That's part we are going to see today. Yes, in Power Automate, we have 2 types of Power Automates. One is the Power Automate desktop. Second one is the Power Automate through the clouds or online. Unfortunately, you don't have a desktop version, so you have to go with the online version only. So, could you tell me how can I open this Power Automate? What is the way to open the Power Automate? You have to go for make.powerautomate.com. So, you have to go to make.powerautomate.com and you can create we have an environment. So unfortunately here you cannot create your own environment. I think it's a cost involved. It has to be done only by your IT team. They can create only the environment. Unfortunately you cannot create it, but I will tell you the steps how to create, but you cannot create it here. You cannot create it. So as of now you can use the environment like a workspace. In Power BI we have workspace. In Excel or in Windows we have folder. So we'll create folder, all the files we'll put it in a folder. We'll create a workspace, all our files will be published into the workspace. Same like we'll have an environment, whatever the activity you are doing, so you can put it onto this environment. Okay. And then we have seen what are all the options available here. Home tab, create templates. Templates we'll see today. This is learning my flow, where you can see all your flows are available. And approvals, that's what we are going to see today, how to make an approval. And you can see there is a automation center, automation once again, autopilot. These are all autopilots, co-pilots, sorry. And when you go to the more, Yesterday, when you click on more, yesterday morning, when you clicked on the more and when you went to the connection, you would have not seen any connection. But today, when I go to the more and I click on connection, you can see some connection would have happened here, correct? But yesterday we have connected with Outlook, yesterday we have connected with the Teams, we connected with the OneDrives or what are all the things. What are all the things you have connected? All the connection will automatically applied here, created here. Since we have created, while creating the connection, while creating the flow, I think we have created it, that connection will be available. If you are not able to create a connection, there is an option of creating a connection also. You can create a connection, but it's automatically created. Whenever you create a flow, it automatically creates here. There is one more option available, time permits, we'll see that also. Table. There is one more table, which is a table that can be created in Dataverse. Dataverse is even Power Automate has a facility of creating a table. You can create a table and you can use the table here itself. Instead of using the Excel table, instead of using the SharePoint table, we can create a table in Power App itself. That is called as Dataverse. So in Power App, Power Automate, we can create a table. That part we'll see today. And you can see there is another button available here on the bottom, Power Platform. So today we are going to do this, how to link this Power App with this Power Automate. Power App. Whenever I create app in Power App, that app has to be linked with this Power Automate. That's the part we are going to see today. Yes. So first session we have seen how to create a flow. Go to create. First 3 flows you can create. The last 3 flows unfortunately you cannot create because it's one is AI, another one is the desktop flow which we cannot create. So we have created only these 3 flows. There are 3 types of flows. One is automated flow, another one is the instant flow, another one is a scheduled flow. So you can click on the instant flow and we have to give a name for that flow and you have to say manual trigger of that flow. So you can click on the manual trigger. Just we'll see a small recap. I'll create a manual trigger of the flow. I want to get the input from my user. Manual input. I want to get a manual input from the user. So what I can do is go to the manual triggering. Under manual triggering, there is an option of adding a input. So you can add an input. So user can give an input from a parameter. Through the parameter only today we are going to see how to pass the values from Power Apps to Power Automate. You have to use the parameter. Today also we are going to use the parameter. So we have seen how to create a parameter, text, how to create a text, how to create a yes or no, number, date. And after that, after creating a parameter, I want to send a mail. So you have to select this plus symbol and you have to click on some connector. You have to select what is the connector. What are we going to do here? So I want to send a mail, means then you have to go to Outlook. If you want to send a Teams message, then you have to select the Teams. You have to give a condition, means then you have to go to the control and you can give some condition if or other conditions. I think yesterday we have seen only 2 conditions. One is a normal condition, another one is a switch. Today we will see this apply to each, do until, scope terminate may not be required. Apply to each and do until probably we'll try to see today. Okay. So like this, you can add your controls and you can create some flows. I will open the flow which we have created yesterday. So for example, this is the flow which we have created yesterday. This is my flow. So could you tell me how can I run the flow? I want to run the flow and I want to check the flow, how this flow is working. So one is you have to save the flow, then you have to click on test. There are 2 ways of testing. One is you can test manually. Manually means the first time if you are doing manually. Automatic means the based on the input which we are given in the earlier we have tested something, we are given some input. So for example, automatically yesterday we would have tested this with the recent test. I think yesterday 22 hours before, 23 hours before we have made a testing for this flow. So you can select it and you can do a testing here. So that test will run automatically. So this is how you have created some flow. First what we did is we have created a flow. One flow we have created just to send a mail. Second flow we have to send a mail with the parameter. So we have to send a mail with the parameter. So what we did is that parameter, and while sending a mail, that parameter has to be used here. Whatever the user is typing, that has to come here. How can I get that user typing, that parameter to be displayed here? I want to get the topic name to be displayed here. How can I get it here? I want the topic name, Thunderbolt. So you have to click on the Thunderbolt, under Thunderbolt, and you can go to the see more, where you can see whatever the parameter you have created, that parameter may be available here. So this is how you can use all your parameters. This is called as dynamic content. So through getting the parameter and we have displayed something. This is what we did in the second flow. And third flow also I think we did something. Maybe you did something, vendor payment and reminders. And mission status also, we got a parameter. Using the if condition, we did something here. If it is more than this, we did something. If it is less than this, we did something. And we used the switch function also yesterday. Based on various inputs. The first, the issue type is electrical, we have to send a mail to electrical department. If the issue type is hydraulics, we have to send a mail to hydraulic department. That multiple switch condition we have checked. If condition we have checked. So today also we are going to go with that if condition, switch condition. Today also we are going to go that. And these are all the visuals. These are all the flow which we have created based on the input when you run the manual flow. And we have created one flow. Whenever a mail is received, you want to run a flow. So we did something here. Whenever a mail is received. So what I want to do is I want to post a message in my chat box, or I want to add it into this table. So, but if you want to add something into the table should be in. Table should not be in normal desktop. Table should be in your OneDrive, and the table should not be a normal table. Table should be converted as a dynamic table. So then only you can sync with your Power Automate. So we have seen how to add the data. Today we will see. Yesterday we have seen how to add the data. After getting the data from the mail, we have seen how to add the data. Today we will see from how to get the data from Excel. From Excel how to get the data. And how to update the data also from Excel, from SharePoint and other tools. Okay. And this is what we did. This is autoflow, and this autoflow, I don't want this to appear. Whenever I receive a mail, which is high importance, this flow will run automatically. But I want to switch off this flow. So how can I switch off the flow? Open the flow. On the topmost right, you can see there is an option available. Turn off. Turn off. But yesterday we have turned off. So that's why the turn on button is available. If the turn on button is available, that means your flow is turned off. Okay. Then we have created for schedule flow. Every week we should have a meeting. Today we'll see. Every day morning I want to update the Power BI. Power BI data set has to be updated every day morning. That part we'll see. Every day evening I want to check my data. If there is some problem in the data, I want to send a mail. That part we'll see today. So schedule flow. And finally the last one what we did is we have created a form. Based on the form we got an input based on whenever the form is submitted, and we got the form. When a new response is submitted, we got the response details. After getting the response detail, I posted a message in my chat box, as well as I sent a mail. If the condition is more than a particular thing, more than 50,000, then I can give a mail to my finance manager. Less than 50,000, I have given a mail to my finance team. But here, while checking here, there is a small problem. When you get a manual input from the parameter, straight away you can check whether it is more than 4,000 or 5,000. But when you are getting the input from the form, it will be in a text format. So how to convert the text into a number? We used something called as int, or a very big number means, or decimal number means, you can go for float. Okay. So based on the float, we have checked the condition. If the condition is okay, we did something. If the condition is not okay, we did something. So this is what we did in the last session. This is where we have stopped it. Okay. So today, as I told, we are going to see further more on this. And before going to the further other options, as of now, whatever we have learnt, if you have any questions, doubts, queries of whatever we have learnt, I will try to clarify, and then we can move on to today's session. Yes. Have you tried with any flows, or you created any flow yesterday, today? And you found time to do it? No? But try to do it. Don't, because as I told, Power BI, Power Automate, Power App, you will get frequently update. There will be a frequently update. I don't know when they will. At least Power BI, we have a schedule. Every month, 10th to 20th. Every month, 10th to 20th, there will be an update. Day before only, we have an update in Power BI. So March update. But Power Automate and Power Apps, we don't know when they will give the update. Every day or every month. Month once they will create an update. So if you are not working for 1 year, or so if you are not working on this Automate for 6 months, even the screen would have changed. The total screen would have changed. When you go just 5 months before, when I start to create a instant cloud or something, here entire thing would have been different. So here when I click on the cloud, this is our new designer. If I click this, there will be a old designer here. There will be a old designer here. Old designer, it's a older one. So 6 months before, if you attend this Power Automate training, my designer will be totally different. I think it's a little bit tougher compared to the earlier one. Earlier one, it's very easy to understand. It looks like a flow chart. But older one, it looks like a normal table. The understanding is a little bit tougher. So that's what they make a change more frequently. So please do practice more frequently. If you are not doing practice, suddenly your screen would have got changed and you will get collapsed. So please practice it frequently. At least create some 1 or 2 flows and practice it. After practicing, I think it will be very simple. When you do at least 2 or 3 flows more frequently, you will understand the concept.
But can we use right now we are using learning in the LND environment which we are
Environment you can use it.
we can use the same one.
Same. This L&D environment is only for yesterday and today.
Okay.
Maybe for a learning purpose, you can use it for future. Tomorrow also you are going to learn. Just for a learning purpose, you can use it. But when you are doing a real-time project, real-time flows, then use your own. I think on your name there will be an environment. Use that environment. For practicing, you can use this environment. Okay. We'll see some tips about Copilot also today. Yes. Any other questions, doubts, queries to be clarified before moving on to today's session? Yeah, of course. Same way, we can create. We'll see some Copilots today. Copilots we have to buy. I think Copilots we have some credits. So every month you can use this number of items. This number of times you can use the Copilot. If you want to go beyond it, you have to buy it. I think there are some credit limits available. Everything, all the if you open ChatGPT also you have some limit. Until that you can use it free. Otherwise you have to pay. You have to get the paid version. Same like Copilot. Here we have some credits. This number of times you can use Copilot. We'll see how to use the Copilot. Okay. Yes. Any other? Oh.
Power Automate desktop, there is an option where it will record your mouse pointer step. Is there anything available on it?
That you have to use some other tool like yesterday I did it. PowerPoint or some other tool. Only that can be done. It will not record it. It's totally cloud based. So you will not record anything other than the cloud based. This is not a cloud based. So you cannot record the mouse steps. You have desktop Power Automate.
The desktop version, because it will track whatever you are doing and then make a flow out of it. Like
Even in Microsoft Excel also we have it. When you make a click on A1, it will record that you have clicked on A1, you have clicked on B1. So that recording is not possible.
not that because I'm talking about it will make a flow of what you are doing.
Same line, I'm saying the same word. So that's not possible. In Cloudflow, that's not possible. So you can see on the flows, the list of flows, you can see there is an option called as install. This is what the Power BI desktop will have. I think Power BI desktop, you cannot use it as of now. You have to install this Power BI desktop and you have to use the desktop, Power BI desktop. So overall the automation can be done in your desktop. Through a desktop, you can use this. But I think once again, this is license based. You cannot use it straight away. Okay. Shall we move on? Yes. Today, as I told, we are going to see how to get the data from Excel and do it. How to get the data from Excel, how to get the data from SharePoint, how to get the data from other tools. That's what we are going to learn today. But before going to the today part, I want you to try this because we stopped here yesterday. Since I told the time is a little bit shorter yesterday evening, we didn't do this. So now I want you to do this. I want you to try this. So there is something called as, I want to create a form for a billing issues, which I am going to send it to my supplier. So this form, I am going to send it to my supplier. What are all the fields I want it in that supplier form is, I want who is the supplier name, maybe the reporter name or the customer name. First is the reporter name. Second one is my customer name. Third one is the issue type. What is the issues? Whether the quality issue, whether it's a delivery issue, whether it's a building issue, and what is the issue description. And this issue type should be selected by my supplier, whether the issue type is a quality issue, whether the issue type is a delivery delay, or whether the issue type is a billing issue or others. You can give one more option called as others also. So for this, you are going to create a form. First, I will explain what you have to do. create a Microsoft Forms, the form should have this field name, reporter name. Maybe reporter name is your name or some other name. Who is he reporting to your company? And the supplier name and the issue type and the issue description. So these 4 fields, I want you to create it in Microsoft Forms. After creating the 4 fields, then you are going to create a flow. After creating the 4 fields, based on that, you are going to create a flow. The flow is, so what is the flow you are going to do? It is if there is some problem in the dispatch, if there is a problem, if in that they have selected there is a problem in the dispatch, then you have to send a notification to your stores team. If there is a problem in the logistic, then your transit or something, delayed delivery or something. So in transit, if there is a problem, you have to send a notification to your logistic team. If it is delivered, just inform it to your warehouse. I think deliver is not there. Okay. So then, no, this form is different. Oh, sorry. That form is different. This form is different. So, sorry. So, this is the form which you are going to, that form is different that I thought of doing yesterday. So, not, sorry. This is the form which you are going to create. Supplier delivery status, sorry. Supplier delivery status. This is the form which you are going to create. So, we have only 3 columns. One is the supplier name, purchase order number, delivery status. Only these 3. Don't confuse with the earlier one. Sorry for it. So, here in this delivery status, they have to select 4 things. One is dispatch planned, another one is in transit, or another one is delivered, another one is delay in delivery. So, based on the selection, you are going to create a flow. If the dispatch is planned, then give a notification to your stores team. If the dispatch is in transit, then update it to your logistic team. If the dispatch is delivered, then update it to inform it to your warehouse team. Warehouse team, just give a warehouse, give some other email ID. If the dispatch is delayed in delivery, then alert your purchase manager team. So you have to create a form. You have to create a form. On this form, these are all the fields you should have. These are all the 3 fields. Or form create pannunga, and the form you should have 3 fields. The field name is supplier name, purchase order number, delivery status. This is the 3 fields you have to create. And the delivery status, 4 options should be given. The 4 option is dispatch planned, in transit, delivered, or delay delivered, delivery delayed. So after submitting the form, you have to create a flow. After submitting the form, you have to create a flow. And the flow would logic. The logic of the flow is, as an indicator, if there is dispatch planned, then notify to your stores department. If the dispatch is in transit, then indicate it to your logistic department. Then if it is delivered, then indicate it to your warehouse team. Then if it is delivered delay, then indicate it to your purchase manager. So create a form and then link that form with your flow. Just to try this. If you have any doubts in the question, you can ask me. Sorry, I have given a different question in the earlier one. This is a different one. So create a form in the name of supplier delivery status update. Create a form name, supplier delivery status update. Only 3 fields should be there. Supplier name, purchase order number, delivery status. After submitting the form, you have to create a flow. After submitting the form, you have to create a flow. The logic of the flow is available here. Logic of the flow is available here. Yes. Try. Just to try for 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes. If you are not able to get it, I will help. So any challenge in the question, if you are not able to understand the question, tell me how to do. I will tell you how to do that. First, create a form, Microsoft form, 3 fields, supplier name, purchase order number, delivery status. Delivery status should be choice. They have to select it. Drop down. On the submission of the form, create a flow. Create a flow. Based on the submission, as I told, based on this input, think this should be easy, not very tough. Switch case. Just send a mail or just send a Teams message also. Your wish. Send a mail or a Teams message. Send a mail or send a Teams message. Try. I will clean up this. Remember, Power Automate is case sensitive. So if you want to check something, it should be case sensitive. Delivery delayed. D capital means you have to say it as a capital. Just to try. Not able to get it, no worries. I will help you first to try. Create a form. After creating a form, come to Power Automate. Create a flow. It has to be linked. Whenever that form is submitted, the flow should run. Based on my supplier selection. If he is selecting dispatch is planned, then send a mail to your stores team. If it is in transit, update it to your logistic team. If it is delivered, inform it to your warehouse team. If it is delay in delivery, alert your purchase team, purchase manager. So based on whatever the input given by my supplier, you have to create a flow. It's done. Form is done. It's also done. First, when submitted the form, upper response ID, first and then you create a condition, switch condition. Equal to dispatch plan. Dispatch plan. Dispatch and it will come. So send a mail. Supplier name, purchase order number. Now that dispatch is planned by my supplier. Response ID submit them. Response second step. After submitting the form, you have to get the response. Get response. Create a flow. See the flow which we have created. So when after submitting the form, you have to get the response ready. See the flow which we have created. We have submitted the form. So what the response? This flow you are submitting, you have to get the response. Another step. That response. If you have any challenge, just to verify the flow which you have created yesterday. Yesterday, last session, you have created a flow. Please verify that. If you are facing some challenge. Anyway, I will give you some solution in another few minutes. You try. It's a flow created. Second step, you are missing it out. First step is when submitted the form. Second step is you have to get the response ID. Yesterday also you asked why to get the response ID. Now done. Mail, Teams message, whatever. Testing the mail also. No, subjectless stores. I don't want to send the mail to exactly to the stores. Notify stores team. I have no mail. Update logistic notification. For another 2 or 3 minutes. Done? You people are missing that second step in that flow. Verify that flow which we have created yesterday. I think you can do it easily. Ah. Now we got it.
But still that name is not coming. Who is sent? Actually, workflow is coming. Then
Got the name through email. Got the name. Oh, workflow, the name is not there.
while coming, they send a message, na workflow, dispatch plan, like in the system.
The teams we have to make some changes. I don't know. We'll check. Even I don't know teams. And on teams I didn't use that. Sir, you have to run the form, submit the form, then only it will work. Testing, you have to submit the form, then only that flow will get activated. Okay. Can I try now? Yes. I'm going to try. Who have completed, fine. Who have not completed, you can watch here. I'm going to try here. First, let me go to this Microsoft Forms. You have to go to Microsoft Forms. I don't have this form. My form is taking time to open. Please signed in, but it. Yes, sorry. First, let me create a form. New form. What is the name of the form is supplier delivery status update. That's the name of the form. So I'll give a name. Then I want to enter a text. What is the first text is we want to get the supplier name. Supplier name is the text. Add. Next one is your purchase order number. That's also a text. So PO number. Purchase order number. That's also a text. And what should be the input? I want four inputs: dispatch, planned, in transit, delivered, delay in delivered. So what could be selected here? Choice. Under choice, I'm going to type what is this heading for this is delivery status. This is my delivery status. Delivery status. And the choice we have to type it here. So the first one is dispatch planned. That's my first choice. Dispatch planned. It's copy. Dispatch planned. Next one is
in transit.
in transit. Next one. Delivered. The last one is delay delivery, right? Delivery. Delay. And we have one more option. I have to switch off this required. This has to be entered. Without entering, they cannot submit the form. I am clicking on required. And there is one 3 dot available here where we can make it as a drop down. Drop down looks like a combo box. If you are not using the drop down, then they can select it like a checkbox. So they can select it like a checkbox, or you can use it as a drop down. You can see the preview. When you click on the preview, it shows like this. They can select it like this. This one method. Another method is you can put it as a drop down also. So if I go to the 3 dot and I can make it as drop down. So the advantage of the drop down is they will get it something like this. They can select it through a drop down here. If you have more values, I recommend to put it in drop down. Here only 4. So the checkbox is okay. But if you have more values, around 20 or 30 values are there, then it's better to go with the drop down. Okay. Right. So this part we did it. So we have created the form, supplier delivery status update. And even if you want to get the email ID of that supplier also, you can get it here. So if you want, you can do that. But as per the question, it's not there. So if you want to get the email ID also, you can get it here. But I am not getting it. Supplier name, PO number and delivery status. Now let us go to the flow. I'll go to that flow. And I am going to create a new flow. Create new flow. The new flow is, what flow has to be selected? The instant cloud flow, schedule flow, automatic cloud flow, which has to be selected here. Automated cloud flow. And you can see on the first itself, there is an option available when the response is submitted. When the response, a new response is submitted. When a new response is submitted, you have to do this. Otherwise, you can skip and you can select it there also. On the flow list also, you can select it. But let us go with this. When a new response is selected, what is the name of the flow? So let us say the 11. And that is, I think, supplier delivery update. Okay, I'm giving some name. This is the 11th flow which we are creating from yesterday. Click on create. And it says the invalid parameter. The reason is I didn't select what is the form name. So click here, and you have to pick that form name. What is your form name? So click on this form name. You can see that form name is available. The form name is supplier delivery status update. This is the form name. After doing it, you have to add one more step. What is the step here? After adding the step, we are just stored. This trigger will be activated whenever you submit the form. But we have to get it. What is they are storing? We have to get it. So what we have to do here is we have to use an option called as get response. There is an option called as get response. When the form is submitted, get response. or I can select it through the forms itself. Yeah, get response details. You can see there is an option under this. I typed the forms, get response details. So we are going to get the response details. Click on the response details. And what is that response form name? The form name is once again the delivery status update. Response ID. The response ID is automatically created by Microsoft Forms itself. How can you get that response ID here? Go to the Thunderbolt again. Click. You can see the response ID is available here. Yes. So first you should submit the form. This trigger will happen after submitting the form. After submitting the form, you have to get the response ID. This one thing you have to do it after in Microsoft Forms. You have to do this. Then plus symbol. After this plus symbol, you have to go to the control. Under control, you have to go with switch. You have to go with switch. Under this switch, based on what? On what you are going to select this? Based on what you are going to select this? Based on the, once again, we will go to the Thunderbolt. Based on what? Based on the delivery status. Based on the delivery status. So first, my cursor is here on the switch. So here you have to select on what basis you are going to use the switch based on the delivery status. Based on the delivery status, you are going to use the switch. Then the first condition, plus. In this plus, the case number 1. First case, the first case is what we are going to do in the case 1 is click on the case 1. We have to check with the first thing, that is your dispatch plan. Whether the dispatch plan. If you already copied, it should be available on the Windows V. When I plus that Windows V, I already copied and pasted the delivery dispatch plan. It's available here. So if the first case is delivery planned, what I will do is, let us click on the plus symbol. We'll send a mail or we'll send a message. Actually, you have to send a mail. You have to send a mail for checking. I'm just posting the message on my chat box in my Teams. Just for a checking. Post the message in chat box. I don't want to send so many mails. And where are we going to post it? In a Flowbot, in a chat or a channel? Oh, which channel? Let us put it in the same channel which we did yesterday. Maybe the Automate training. And what is my message? So let us say the Thunderbolt. The first one is supplier name. Thunderbolt. I click on the supplier name. Has submitted a form. The PO number is Thunderbolt. PO number. And delivery status is Thunderbolt. Select the delivery status. Okay. Then what we are going to do, if they think this delivery status is the first one, that is dispatch planned, what I am going to do is notify to the stores team. Just I copy this and I put it here. So just for my understanding, I am submitting the form and just I am notifying to my stores team. Now let us click on the plus. This is for the first condition. When the delivery is dispatch is planned. When the dispatch is planned, I am just informing to my stores team. Plus symbol. The next condition is in transit. If it is in transit. So tell me, instead of redoing it, how can I get the same message? Only thing is I have to change a message here. So you can copy it and paste it also. Right click. Copy the action. And come to the plus symbol. Right click. Right click and paste the action. We are not going to notify to the stores team. Now the second one, what we are going to do is we are going to update it to the logistic team here. If it is in transit, I am going to update it to my logistic team. Yes. Another two thing. Let me add the plus symbol again. And the third one is if it is equal to delivered If it is equal to delivered, the third condition. Yes. Then what I am going to do is once again I copy the message, copy the action and go here and paste the action. There is something called as parallel action. I will explain what is that parallel action. Maybe in the next session I will explain what is. Parallelly you can do an action instead of doing step by step. Paste action here. And here we are not going to update to a logistic team. Now we are going to give an update to my, inform this to my warehouse team. So let me do it faster. The last one. Plus symbol again. Fourth condition. The last condition. If the delivery is delayed. Delivery delayed. Right click. Copy it. And I go to the case. So let me reduce the size of my flow. Right click and I paste it. So if the delivery is delayed, we have to alert our purchase team. Alert the purchase manager. Okay. That's it. Fourth thing we did it. In the switch the delivery status, if the delivery status, based on the delivery status, it will post the message accordingly. So let me save this. I click on save. And I click on test. Click on the text manual test. Test here. I click on the manual test and I click on test. So nothing is happening here because we did submit the form. So we have to submit the form. So let us submit the form now. So go to the preview. Manually I am going to submit the form. Let us say the supplier name. Supplier name is supplier 1. The PO number is 1001. And what is the delivery status? For example, he is selecting the first one. Dispatch is planned. Dispatch is planned and he is submit it. So he has selected dispatch planned and submitting it now. So after submitting, let us see our flow. Yes. So the flow has ran here. I think the first condition should be activated. It's taking some time. Sorry. You want a space? No, chinna problem. Nothing. If nothing is selected, what you have to do? I'm not doing anything. If you, maybe. So I'll test it with the earlier one itself. I made a small mistake. The dispatch planned, after dispatch planned, manually I have given a space. That's the reason got a small problem. Yes. You can see the first one is activated. So let us check my meeting. Yes. Supplier 1 has submitted the form. The PO number is 1001. Delivery status is dispatch plan. Notified to the stores department. That's all. Now let us run the form. I will submit another form. Submit another response. Let us say the supplier is 2. Another supplier. Let me put one more checking here. Supplier name is 2. And the PO number is something 1002. The delivery status is in transit. In transit. Submit. No need for checking. It will automatically happen. After submitting, the flow should run automatically. And you should get a message here. So based on your input dispatch plan, if it is dispatch plan, if it is delivered, if it is delay in delivery, once again there is a space. Okay, based on whatever the form is submitted, you will get the output accordingly here. Yes. So just I'm testing one or two. I think it's working fine. Okay. Right, the same switch case which we used yesterday, we have checked one more with the same switch case. When the form is submitted, based on the form submission, based on the input given by supplier, we are taking some action. Whether we have to inform it to my stores team, or whether we have to inform it to the logistic, whether we have to inform it to our warehouse, whether we have to inform it to our purchase team. Fine. Now let us come back. I will come back to my main screen. I will save and I will come back to my main screen. Now let us see. Save this first. Yes. Now yesterday, you would have downloaded a file. There is a file in the name of exercise. Please open the file called as exercise, where I can see there are some list of sheets. We have supplier delivery performance, product output monitoring, and spare parts delivery, and vehicle maintenance, IT, help desk. There are various options available here. Now, just for an example, let us take any table. Let us take the first table. I'll take the first table. Here in this table, I want to search for a particular field, or you can search for the entire table also, First, let us search for a particular table. We have some supplier names. These are some of the supplier names. So, for example, I'll take any supplier. I want to take this supplier. This supplier field I want to take, and I want to send the details to this supplier. So, your delivery ID is this, and the expected delivery is 6 days, and actually you are delivered within 6 days, 0 days, no delay in your delivery, and we have to send a mail to this ID. This is a dummy ID. So this is ID. I want to get a particular data from my Excel table. Or you can get the entire data and you can check it also. For example, I will get the entire data wherever there is a delay in delivery. For example, for the supplier called as Continental, there is a delay in delivery. Delivery date is 3 days. They have delayed. So if there is a delay, then send a mail. So we'll see both. Scan through the entire thing, and if there is a delay, send a message, or I want to send a message to a particular supplier also. Both will see. How to get the data from Excel. So based on various input also, various output, how to get the data from Excel. As of now, we didn't get the data from Excel. First time we are going to see how to get the data from Excel. Now tell me what could be my first step. Let us take the first table itself, the supplier delivery performance. I will take the first table, supplier delivery performance. So I want to use this in my Power Automate. So what should be done now?
Control T.
First we have to convert this into a dynamic table. So let me do that. Control T or Control L. So I select the table, the first table. First, let us do with the other table later. We'll check with the other table later. Now the first table, I'll press Control T or Control L and I say OK here. Control T, Control L. We have converted this table into a dynamic table, and we'll give a meaningful name for this table. We'll give a meaningful name for the table. This is for the supplier delivery performance. SUPDELPER. I'm just giving the short first 3 letters of everything. Supplier delivery performance. No space and no special characters while giving the name of the table. There is a no space, there is no special characters here. No space or no special characters. Okay. Enter to accept it. So we are just pressing enter to accept it. And what could be my next step? So we have converted this table into a dynamic table. That's okay. Can I get this on my Power Automate now? No. Why? Why I cannot get this in? I cannot get this in Power Automate now because this file is now residing in my desktop, somewhere else on my desktop. You can see C drive, D drive, somewhere else. So this file, I have to put it into my OneDrive. You have to put this file on the OneDrive area. You have to put this file on the OneDrive area. Don't have this file on the separate area. It has to be on the OneDrive. So I am copying and I am pasting this file into my OneDrive. Or you can export it to a SharePoint also. That probably we will see it in our next session. Please put it onto the OneDrive. Please copy and paste that file onto the OneDrive. Or cut it and paste that file to the OneDrive. Then OneDrive, it should be on OneDrive. As I told, offline file will not work here. It has to be in online. It has to be in OneDrive. So either copy and paste it or cut and paste it and put it onto the OneDrive folder. Yes. Now let us take any one of the customer. For example, I am taking the third customer, a short one, SKF. So if the customer supplier name is SKF, I want to send a mail. What is your expected delivery days? And you have delivered within this days. The delay in delivery was 0. So I want just to send a mail to the supplier. And based on a condition, how to filter it, that we will see. I have 10 columns or 20 columns. For example, production monitoring. Here I have some positives, I have some negatives. That part, or when I go to this, wherever the delay is delivery, the spare parts delivery, wherever it is delayed, I want to send a mail. To all the delayed, I want to send a mail. That part we will see it in another few minutes. First, let us do this. So I have copied this, I have converted this into a dynamic table. Then I posted this into my copied and pasted into my OneDrive. Now I will close the file. And we'll go back to the Power Automate. Go back to the Power Automate. Create. We'll start with the manual triggering. Auto triggering can be done. Auto triggering can be done. For example, every day evening I have to check with that customer name. Every day evening, every day the supplier will supply some material. So every day I have to check. So whether he has supplied something, whether it is a delay or something, then I have to send a mail every day or every week. Then you can schedule it. But as of now, let us go with the manual schedule. As of now, let us go with the manual schedule. Because if I put a scheduled task, I have to wait for the scheduled timing. That's why just I am using this manual task. And the name of this is 12. So we are going to get the data from Excel and we are going to use this based on the supplier delivery performance. No, it's a delivery performance. So sorry, this is not the file. Exercise. Supplier delivery performance. Very good. Thank you. Supplier delivery performance. So its flow name is 12 supplier delivery performance. Okay, manual trigger of the flow. Manual trigger of the flow. Create. Manual trigger of the flow. Create. Then what I am going to do with this, let us click here. Add output. I am going to add output. So I am going to add output. The output is a text. And this text box is my supplier name. Based on whatever the supplier I type, as I told, if I typed the supplier name is SKF or SKP, so it has to send a mail. It has to search for that particular supplier name and it has to send the mail to the supplier, first particular supplier. So based on the name which I am going to type or enter, if I select Bosch, it will send a mail to Bosch. If I select Continental, it has to send a mail to Continental. If I select Wapco, it has to send a mail to Wapco. So based on whatever the supplier name or I am selecting, it has to send a mail to it. Has to search for that record and it has to change. SKF means it has to send the search for the record of SAF and it has to send the mail to SKF. Let us do that. Okay, so that's what I am getting it here. Supplier name, I am getting it as a parameter. Then go to the plus symbol. I will click on the plus symbol now. So I clicked on the plus symbol. Now let us go to the online Excel, that is get. There is an option called as get rows. There is an option called as get rows. So I'm going to the action and I'm selecting something like get. Under get, you can see the Excel online where I can see this get rows is available here. So go to the add action, get rows. So you have to select this option called as get rows. So let me click on this get rows. As usual, let us select the field's name. I'm selecting the field name one by one. The first one is where is your link? I think it's OneDrive Business. Get rows. After get rows is ask for a parameters. OneDrive Business. And OneDrive. Where is that file? Let us go to that, open the folder. I have copied into a folder. The file name is exercise. The file name is exercise. That's a file name. And what is the table name? Table name SUPDELPER. As usual, what we did yesterday, same thing I'm doing it now. So manual triggering. In manual triggering, we have created a parameter. We have created a parameter where the supplier name has to be entered. Then I'm going to get a row from what? The OneDrive Business, OneDrive, and which file and which table. There is something called as key column. Which is your key column? What is the column you are going to search? I am going to search the supplier name. So let us select the supplier name. I'm not going to select the expected delivery supplier, manager name, email address, nothing. I'm going to select the supplier name. I'm going to select the supplier name. And what is this key value? Key value. Key value, either you can straight away type the key value, SKF or something. You can type the key value. But instead of typing the key value, I think we are getting the key value through a parameter. Through a parameter, we are getting the value. So what we will do? Go to the Thunderbolt and go to the See More. Under See More, you can see that supplier name. Supplier name is the input we are getting it. So whatever the input you are typing, so based on that, it will send a mail to that particular supplier, only to that supplier. Okay. Done until this. Got it. So we are getting a particular row, then I have to send a mail to that particular person. Unfortunately, in this file, this mail ID is not logically correct. You can bring this mail ID, or time being you can type your sample mail ID also here. Just for a sample mail ID, you can type your own sample mail IDs. Or if you have the customer mail IDs, you can put the customer mail IDs here. For a time being, I am putting some sample mail ID. Maybe I will put my mail IDs here. Okay, time being, I am putting my mail ID here. So, or you can give 2 or 3, or for Bosch you can give some other ID, maybe your friend's ID, or ZF you can give some other ID, SKF you can give some other ID, so that you will check whether it's going on a proper ID. I think it should go, but still you can check that. Done. Now, let us save this. I am saving this and I am closing this file. Let us go back to the flow. So we got the row from my Excel table. After getting the row, I want to send the mail. So let us click on the plus symbol again. And let us go to the Outlook again. We are going to send a mail to that particular person, particular company name which we have selected. So let us send a mail. I'm sending a mail. To whom? 2. So how can I get the 2 ID here? There is no option of getting the 2 ID. I want to get the 2 ID from that Excel table. How can I get the 2 ID? Yesterday also we did it. You can see on this right hand side settings where we can see use dynamic content. So click on that use dynamic content. Now you click here. Go to that gear symbol. Under gear symbol, click on the gear symbol and use the Thunderbolt dynamic content. Now the dynamic content is available here. Click on this dynamic content and we select the purchase manager email. So it has to send that email to that purchase manager email. Okay. Now subject is the supplier delivery performance. Supplier delivery performance hyphen. That supplier name has to be displayed here. That supplier name has to be displayed. Click on the Thunderbolt. Supplier name. Okay. Now let us say some words. Hi or dear. Delivery performance. Expected delivery days. We can create some formula also. We'll do that in another few minutes. First, we'll finish off this. Expected delivery days is this. Next one is actual delivery days. Delivery days. Same Thunderbolt. Actual delivery days. Delay days. Thunderbolt. Delay days. Okay. So we are getting a data from Excel. After getting the data, we are just posting the message of that particular, whatever the input given by the user, based on that it should create a mail from Excel file, from an Excel file. Let us see how it's working. We'll see how to update it, how to scan it one by one. We'll see. First, let us see whether this is working fine. So I'll click somewhere else outside and I click on save as usual. Let us test it again. I'll click on test. Manual testing, test. Let me take some sample. For example, I'll take one customer name. Maybe as I told SKF, that's easier to type. So I'll take this SKF. Continue. The customer name, supplier name is SKF. So it's asking for the supplier name. I'm typing the supplier name. It's SKF. Run the flow. Success. Done. Yes, it would have sent a mail. The mail ID which I have given. So that mail, I think you can see. It says on the top itself, it says the supplier delivery performance of that supplier name here. Supplier name is SKF. What is the delivery days? What is the actual delivery days? What is the delay in days? So we got the data from Excel and we posted a mail. One particular file. As you told, I will try with another one also. Test. Manual test. BOS, capital or small? Ah, wash, run the flow, done. Yes. Yeah. So you can see it automatically sends that mail which I have given it on my Excel file, and it automatically takes that company name and what is the done. Any challenges? I think it should be simple. It's not very hard. It's very simple, easy. But getting multiple values is a challenge. The next one.
I don't. I know, sir. Because suddenly everything, I think my internet, right? I just
Done.
the time is the first thing. Yeah. Supply and demand. Just supply. Just then get the data. Okay, got it. Got it. Thanks.
But in CC, we change only the 2%.
Anyway, you have to add it here. Every time the CC or BCC, you have to add it here. Add the name permanently there. Okay. Now, for an example, yes, let us go to the same mail. Let us go to the same flow. Now, what we want to do is, we got this file from the Excel. This part is automatically available in Excel. That is, expected delivery date is 5 and they have delivered in 4 days. So it's 1 day delay. So delivered earlier. They have delivered earlier itself. If they here it has to delivered earlier, it is 0%. Here it is 0 days. Here it's 3 days. Here it's also a 0 days. So if you want to create a formula in Power Automate also you can do it. Yesterday we did it. The expected delivery minus actual delivery. We can create a formula for this also. That's okay. But could you tell me, I want to give a percentage. What is the percentage? Delivery performance percentage. So how can I get the delivery performance percentage? For example, for Bosch, they have expected delivery is 5, but they have delivered earlier itself 4 days. So what could be the percentage of it? How can I get the percentage of this? For example, this is SKF 6 days. They have delivered 6 days. They are 100%. So how can I get it here? How can I get a percentage? So equal to expected, maybe let us put the first one 5 divided by 4 into 100. Or you can convert this into a percentage format also. If you convert this as a percentage format, it says what is the actual percentage here. Because today we are going to learn the format. Yesterday when you save the file or when you do this, we face the problem in a date format. Date format is not storing as per the Indian format, it is storing as per some other format. So like this for number format, date format, time format. So we have to discuss that. This one, as he told, I want to give a percentage for that person. So what is your delivery performance percentage? We are going to give the delivery performance based on the delivery. So as I told, the actual delivery, expected delivery divided by actual delivery, and we have to change it to a percentage format. Let us see. Let us add the formula here. I want to add the formula here. As I told, expected delivery divided by actual delivery. That's my formula. So let us create some formula here. Let us say that delivery performance. So I'm going to give a delivery performance for my customers, suppliers. Delivery performance. Okay. So you know how to do this. How can I get the formula?
Multiplication. Then
Fx multiplication or division. So delivery performance. So what should be the formula for division?
DAV.
DIV division. Open bracket. Let us go to the dynamic content. And here you can see the expected delivery days, comma, actual delivery days. I think bracket is automatically closed. Okay. So we are dividing that get row. I think don't worry about the output get row that was automatically created by Power Automate. You don't worry about it because we are getting this data from Excel file. That's why it's giving so many things here. So let us say add. I click on add. Let us run and check how it is displaying. Let us run this and check this.
Percentage how we can get.
We'll see. That's what we are going to see. So now let us try this. First let us try this. Then we'll see how this is working. I'm saving this. And I run the form. Test. I'm running the form. Maybe by manual. And I say test. Let us give the supplier name. Sorry. Wash. Run it. Done. There is a problem. Why? So there is a problem here. When I run this, I am getting some error. Why I am getting an error? Why my design has changed into older pattern suddenly? Unknowingly I selected this. Okay. So this is actually old designer pattern. old one. So you will not get that flow as you are doing it in the latest one. So this is the old designer, maybe 6 months before. So I don't know. Unknowingly this was on. Okay. Right. Now what is the problem here is when I click this, as I told, if you are getting the data straight away from input of from here we are getting a parameter, no problem. Actually Power Automate will automatically take a number, but this is coming from Excel. This will be considered as a general or this will be considered as a text. Could tell me how can I convert a text? We are going to do so many things like this. You want to convert this text into a number. So we have to put a value. Before this we have to put something like int. Int open bracket close bracket for the first one. Next also you have to say int. Int open bracket close bracket. Both we have to put a int. Int output get row and int comma int. So open bracket and close bracket. Int. We have to use that int. Int. Int is the formula for converting a text into a number. Int. Update. Int. I selected update. Save. Test. Automatically, maybe with the last test I will do that with the Bosch. Yes. But here the delivery performance, it says 1. That's a problem here. One more problem. We got an output, but the output is 1. Into 100. Yes. This one, right? And this into. First input also int, second input also int. But I am getting only 1. Actually, I should get 1.25, but it's getting 1. Value is an integer. So how can I get it as a decimals or how can I get a number, proper number format? Very good. Go for, don't use int. So you have to go for float. F-L-O-A-T. Float. So don't use int. Instead of int, let us go for float. The first one is also float. The second one is also float. Float open bracket. At last you have to close the bracket before the comma. After the comma, float and close the bracket at the last. Close the bracket at the last. So before the comma, that should be bracket should be closed. Float after div open bracket float open bracket the first input. Or if you want to do it one by one, also you can do that. For example, let me delete it and redo it also for you. For timing, I'm just copying it and I can delete this. Delete this. Div is my formula. Function name. Division open bracket. Now float open bracket float of what? Open bracket float of dynamic content, expected delivery days. So that is done here. Float of expected delivery days. Comma. Next float. Float open bracket of the second one. What is the second one? That is by actual delivery days. Yes. So I deleted and recreated the formula one more time. Float open bracket the expected delivery days, comma float open bracket the delivered actual delivery days. Close bracket. That's it. Update. Save. Test. $1.25. Still it's not over. Still it's not over. Because we have to format some dates and other things also. That's why we are taking more time on this. Why it's not over still? Percentage. Very good. So in Power Automate, to change the percentage, to change the number format. So how can I change the number format, date format, everything here? So select the formula again. Select the formula again. If you go to the search box, you can see all types of functions of Power Automate is available here. You can see almost all the important types of formatting is available here. When I go to the string and number format, when I scroll down, you can see there is an option available. Format a number returns the format of your string. So if you want to format a number, you have to use the function called as format number. When I scroll down, for everything you have format. Suppose if you want to format a date, there is an option called as format date. There is an option called as format date. When you go to the search box and I type format, so we have an option of formatting a number, we have an option of formatting a date. So you can see in the date function also we have a formatting, convert the time zone. Yesterday we did this, convert the time zone. So now I want to format a number. This format has to be converted into a number. Maybe a percentage format. So before this division, before the division, you have to add one more function called as, when I type FOR, you can see format date time, there is something called as format a number. Format a number. So let us use this format number before the division, because the format is displayed as 1.25. Format is displayed as 1.25, but I want 125 percentage. 125 percentage. Format number, open bracket. Format number, open bracket. Come to the last, comma. I want it in a percentage format. I want it in a percentage format. So we can get it from the help how to do this, or we can get it from the Copilot also. When you use a very bigger formula, we'll go to Copilot. I think this is very easily you can do it. P with a quote, just put a quote, single quote, and type P. P is for percentage. P is for percentage format. There are some keywords. As of now, P is for percentage format. Close bracket. Close the bracket. Before division, I am adding something called as format number. Before division, I am adding a format number. Open bracket. Come to the last, comma, within double quotes, I am saying P. P is for percentage. Like this. I am updating. I will show the formula again, but first let me check whether it's working. Save. And test it. Automatic. With the recent trigger. With the earlier trigger, I will try maybe SKFP or some other customer name, supplier name. Yes. Sorry, I sent a mail. Yeah. So we got the delivery percentage as 125%. There are more than 100%. They are supplied very earlier. We expected in 5 days. They are supplied within 4 days. As of now, no. By default, it will come as a percentage, 0.00. Let me try whether there is an option available. Actually, even you have to search. Decimal or percentage போய்டுமே. We have several options. T2, CO, D3, F4, N2, P1. There is something called as P1, but the P1 still stores it with the percentage dot only. There is something P1 that also gives me the dot, but I think as of now you cannot do this. Okay, now what we did is in this week just got one data here. One data we are checked with one supplier name. Now, for example, I want to know wherever the delivery date is less than 0, less than or equal to 0, I want to send a mail. Or where this is more than 3, more than 0, the delivery is delayed. Wherever my delivery is delayed, I want to send a mail. There is a small problem here because here in this, we are checking with only one customer. So we use something called as get row. But if I say greater than 0, it can be one row. It can be even 2, 3, 4, 5 rows also. At a time, you can get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 rows. For example, I will go to the spare parts delivery tracking. I want to know wherever my status is delayed. Wherever my status is delayed. I can see there is one delayed here, one delayed here, one delayed here, one delayed here. Wherever it's delayed, I want to send a mail. So I can get 1, 2, 3, 4. So unfortunately, you cannot use this option called as get row. What will happen if I use this get row? It will get only the wherever if I say delivered, wherever the delivered, so wherever delayed, the first delay delivered. So the first will be displayed, the very first will be displayed here. But I want to display all this wherever there is a delay in delivery. I want to display all this. All the delayed delivery. I want to display everything and I want to send a mail to everyone. I want to send a mail to everyone wherever there is a delay. And after this, I should assume this every day I have to check this. Every day I have to check, and wherever it's delayed, every day I want to send a mail. But if I already sent a mail today, I don't want to resend it again. So we can see how to update it also. Already we have sent a mail, no need to resend it again. So that part we will see, how to update your files, how to get multiple data from your Excel files. So these are all the activities still pending. So I think it will take some time to do this. As of now, I am saving the file and I am saving the flow also. We'll see how to create the other flows. Maybe I think we have completed flow number 12, flow number 13, 14, 15. So probably we'll see after our break. Yes. Yes, I'm pausing the video recording again. So last session, we have seen how to create a flow. Using the flow, we got the data from Excel. From Excel, we did something. We have found a particular supplier. Based on the supplier, we sent a mail. Now, for example, let us take the same table. I'll take the same table now. So I want to know wherever the delay days is greater than 0. If the delay date is greater than 0, they have delivered very later. I think maybe this the fourth supplier. He had delayed delivery. We expected the delivery on 5 days. He had delivered only on 8 days. So I want to send a mail just to give a reminder. So he had delivered very later here. I want to send a mail to him. So let us create a new flow. I don't want to disturb this flow. So let us go to this format. Let us go to the flow here. I'll create a new flow. Create. As I told, this can be done as a scheduled flow also. This can be done as a scheduled flow. We'll see it in later part. Now I'm not going to do the scheduled flow. I'll start with the instant manual cloud flow. And I'll go to this manual trigger, and this is 13. And to this, we are going to get this. Maybe time being, I'm not giving a full starter name here because we are going to make some changes. Once again, this is also supplier delivery. Sorry. Okay, manual trigger of the flow, and I say create. Now what will happen is, once again, I will click on this plus symbol. I'm not going to give any parameter here. Just manually I'm going to say wherever my delay days is greater than 0, wherever the delay date is greater than 0. I'm not going to give an input. Manually I can type by input also. Manually also I can type by input. So let us add a parameter. Let us add a flow here, and I click on the plus symbol. And once again, you can go to the get row. I'm saying I'm going to the get row here. Let us go to the get row as usual. I'll go to the get row. Same thing what we did in the last session. I'm going to the same get row here. And what is the, once again, OneDrive business. Once again, OneDrive. File name again. So let us go to the file name again. The file name is Power Automate, and the file name is exercise. The table name again, the table name is same supplier delivery performance. So now tell me which is the key column here. I'm not going to check with the supplier name. Here I want to check wherever the delivery days is more than 0. So what could be done here? So which is a key column here? The key column is not supplier name. The key column will be delayed days. So I'll select delayed days. And what is your key value? One is, as I told you, can get the key value manually, or you can type here also. For example, I am saying typing greater than 0. Even the supplier name also you can type it here. The supplier name SKF or Bosch, you can type it here. But here I am saying the greater than 0. So here I am saying greater than 0. So I am using greater than 0. Here, as per my source data, I think I have only one row which is greater than 0. As of now, there is only one row which is greater than 0. So, what will happen is, if I run the flow, and after this, if it is greater than 0, I can send a mail to them. I can send a mail. That part will do it. After, if it is more than 0, I want to send a mail, or I want to send a message or whatever. Now, as of now, I'm saving this. After this, we have to send a mail, or we have to send something. We have to do some process that we'll do it later. Now I'm going to test this. I click on the test, and I go to the manual testing again, and I'll go to the test here. Continue. The flow. Done. So it's saying it's not found. It is not found here. It is saying it's not found. Reason why it's saying not found is the get row. As of now, the get row may get a row. As we indicated in my source data, we have only one row. As of now, we have only one row. In future, you may get an extra row also. There may be some row with the 3 or 4 inputs also. Greater than 0, there may be 3 or 4 row also. Even if I go for some other text also, it will throw an error. Suppose, as I told, wherever the status is delayed, I want to send a mail. So for this, there are 3 or 4 rows available. So you cannot use this flow now. You cannot use this flow. So what I will do is, let us take this as an example. The spare parts delivery tracking. I will take this as an example, spare part delivery tracking. The supplier delivery performance or some other, we'll try to do it in our upcoming session. Now let us go to the spare parts delivery tracking. As usual, first let us convert this as a dynamic table. So place the cursor on the table, Control T, Control L, make it as a dynamic table. And please ensure that your My Table as the header has to be selected. Some people are missing it out. So if you are missing it out, what will happen is, instead of request ID, you will get column 1, column 2, column 3 as your column headings. So please be careful. It has to be My Table as the header. That has to be checked. That option has to be checked. If it is not checked, please select it. Please select that option. Please check that option. Please check that option. Okay. Right. So My Table as the header, and I say OK. My Table as the header, and I said OK. And let us give some name for this. I think it's a spare parts. So let us say spare parts. I'm just giving some name for it. Just give a name as spare parts. Actually, we are going to check with the text numbers. Yes, we'll check with the numbers in our upcoming session. We'll see how to check with the numbers also. There are some numbers, the minimum stock, current stock. That part we'll do it in another few minutes. First, let us check with the spare parts. I taken this table, spare parts delivery. We have converted this into a dynamic table. Now what I want to do is I want to scan through the entire document. We are going to scan through the entire document. In this entire document, what we are going to do is here we have only 8 rows. Okay. Suppose we have 80 rows or 100 rows. Out of this, wherever the there is a delay in delivery. There is a delay in delivery, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. All the 4 people I want to send a mail. So maybe it may be 0, it may be 10, it may be 100, it may be any number of rows. Wherever there is a delay in delivery, I want to send a mail. Not one mail, maybe 4 delays. So 4 mail has to be sent. So what is the truck name? What is the truck mode? Who is our supplier? What is the requested date and what is the expected date and what are other details I want to send it. So one by one I want to send everything here. Okay. So let us do it. So let us close this. Time being I am closing this. And I will go to this Power Automate again. So let us go to Power Automate. I think I am going to rename this table. So just for a time being, I have given the supplier delivery. So it's not supplier delivery. I am going to get the spare parts here. So I am 13. We are saying spare parts tracking. So let us give some name as a spare parts itself. 13 spare parts. So you cannot use this option called as get row. As the name itself says get row. It will get only one row at a time. At a time, you will get only one row. So we have to get more than one rows. We have to get more than one row. So I will delete this flow. Right click, delete. So I will delete the flow. So we are deleting the flow. After deleting the flow, let us click on the plus symbol again. Let us click. I deleted the flow. Create a new row, get a new row, get a row. We have deleted it. Let us click on the plus symbol and we'll go for list, L-I-S-T, list. L-I-S-T, list. Just type something called as list. So SharePoint list, Outlook list, member list. There are so many options available, but I'll go to this Excel Online. When I go to the Excel Online, you can see there is an option available. List rows present in table. Rows. List rows, multiple rows. Last session we have said get a row, one row. But here you have to get multiple rows. It's a looping. We have to scan through the entire table. 100 rows. Out of that I want only 10 rows. Wherever my condition is satisfied. Wherever there is a delay in my delivery. So I want all the rows to be inputted here. All the rows. So let us say this. List row present in a table. List row present in a table. So let me click on this list row present in a table. List row present in a table. As usual, select that file name and select the table name again. So I'll go to the drop down here and I am selecting OneDrive for business. And again I'll go with the OneDrive. The file, the location of the file. Power Automate is my folder name. Exercise is my file name. The table name is spare parts. That's all. Just to select your file names. Just select your file names. Select your file names. Now Power Automate will take care. We have to do only a small thing here. We have to just do a small thing here. Now list rows present in a table and we have selected where is the folder, where is my folder path, where is the location, where is that library, where is the file, what is the table. That's it here. That's all here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to check wherever, let me open the file for time being, I'm checking. Wherever the status is delayed, I want to send a mail or let us put it in a Teams message itself. I want to put it in a Teams message. What is the request ID? What is the track mode? Who is our supplier? What is the requested date? What is the expected date of delivery? So it's delayed. So it is delayed. So the delivery is delayed here. So wherever it's delayed, the status is delayed. I want to put a WhatsApp. I want to put a Teams message here. So let us go back to the flow again. So click on that plus symbol again. Click on the plus symbol.
So this one down.
Nothing.
Right now, the old table was only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 1 Spare parts is not showing.
We converted that into a dynamic.
Sorry? I created that.
The table is in OneDrive.
Yeah, it's in OneDrive. Yeah, I do.
He said everything okay.
Save it and close it.
Save and close and just refresh it. Getting answers from your neighbors itself.
I know, that's nice, right?
I didn't give you any answer. You're on the way? To SharePoint, Power App.
It's still not coming. So I saved it on the desktop. All right, good. Thank you.
Yes? Now you got it?
I have to refresh it.
Not. No, you add the step again.
Step.
The list, you remove the step, delete it and add the step. Same
Okay.
list row present in a table.
Done. I'll do.
Then you will get that list.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So OneDrive business, OneDrive, I selected the folder. That's it. Now what we are going to do is, if the status is delayed, we are going to do some activity. So let us go to the plus again. I'll go to the plus again. And we'll go to the controls. Go to the plus symbol. So just to click on the next step plus symbol. And go to the controls built-in. Under the built-in, you can see the controls. Actually, it's not one condition. It will check multiple times. First row, it has to check. Second row, third row, fourth row. It has to check. No worries. Let us do that. Go to the controls. Actually, it should be for and apply each time. It has to apply each time. First time, second time, third time, fourth time. Each row, it has to check. But Power Automate will take care of it. Let us click on the condition now. I will click on the condition. So let me click on the condition. So click on the plus symbol. Go to the control. Under control, click on the condition. I clicked on the condition. So I am going to check the choose value. Which value is? I will click here and go to the Thunderbolt. It has automatically given the branch here. If it is a true part, it will come here. It is a false part, it will come here. But it will check only once. But I have to check multiple times. Each and every row I have to check. So don't worry, we will do that. Now go to the Thunderbolt here. And under Thunderbolt, I am going to select this. What is it? I expand this. See more. And we have status. Correct. See more and you can see the status. There is a column called as status. So let us click on the status now. I click on the status. Now you can see what has happened. When I selected the status on the right hand side, you would have noted automatically Power Automate has selected something called as for each. For each. What this will do is for each. First row, it will come here and it will check whether the first row is equal to something. What is the condition you are going to give? Then it will come to the true part and it will go to the true false part. And once again, it will go to the top. Second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. Each row, it will check here one by one. So it has automatically created the for each. The reason why it has automatically created the for each is, the reason is because we selected this triggering. We selected the triggering list rows. multiple rows. The meaning says rows. That's the reason it has altered the for each. That's the advantage of this Power Automate. Now let us say the status is equal to, if this status is equal to delayed. If the status is equal to delayed, if the status is equal to delayed, then false part, true part, then come to the true part here. Click on the true part, expand it, click on the true part and expand it. Let me, as usual, post a message on my chat. So I'm going to post the message on the chat. Post message in my chat or channel, as usual, post the message in my chat or channel. And as usual, we'll select the Flowbot channel or group chat, your wish, the channel ID and channel name. Okay. Below are the spare parts where still the material is not delivered. Below are the details. Below are the details where the spare parts are not delivered. So I'm going to give a message here. Enter. So what are all the fields I am going to get it is, let us say what are all the fields available here. So let us say the request number, track mode, who is the supplier. First let us say this. Then if you want the request date, expected time also we can do it. We will see one by one. First request ID. Request ID has to be displayed here. Let us put the request ID. Once again go to the Thunderbolt. See more. Request ID. Then the model, truck model, Thunderbolt, see more, truck model. Then the supplier name, Thunderbolt, see more, supplier name. First we'll try with this. Let us add the request date and other date also in another few minutes. First we'll try with this, whether this is working fine or not. So below are the details where still the material is or spare parts are not delivered. So request ID, the model name and the supplier name. So as per my data, I should get 4 things here. I should get 4 messages as per my data. I should get 4 things. That is the DR 1002 and 1004. 1006 and 1008. These are all the material which was not delivered, it was delayed. Okay, so let us say I'll save this and I close this and I run the flow and I check this false part. If it is false mean it is delivered, so I'm not going to do anything as of now. As of now, I'm not going to do anything. Let us save this as usual. Nothing input here, nothing can be triggered. Just we have to test this. I will test it. Manual. Test. Continue. Run a flow. You can see it will say, suppose I have 8 rows, it will say 1 of 8, 2 of 8. You can see it shows some message here. 1 of 8. So it is running the flow one by one. First row, then it will run for the second row, then it will run for the third row, then it will run for the 4th row, 5th row, 6th row, 7th row, 8th row. Yes. Yes. You can see I got 4 messages. These are all the 4 parts which is delayed. Below are the details where still the material is not delivered. So request ID and what is the model name, who is the supplier. Second one, the request ID, material, model name, who is the supplier. So these are all the 4 things which was not delivered. Still there is a delay in delivery. So for all the 4 or displayed. Either you can send a message or you can send a email also. So if you want to get a multiple inputs, you have to use this list. Single input, then it's very simple. Create a row, get a row. Here multiple inputs. Get a multiple inputs. We have to use this feature. Done? Messages as per your wish, but can you display the date also and try? If you're facing some challenge in this date, then we'll see how to change it. Date, display the date. The two dates are there. What are the two dates? One is expected date, no, requested date. You displayed it. It. Okay. So let us add a date here. Supplier name. I am going to put the next date. So what is the date is, I think, expected date. Sorry. This is a two column name. Requested date and expected delivery date. Two column names should be displayed here. So let me add here. First one is requested date. I want the requested date, but the problem is in Excel all the dates are stored in a number. I don't know whether you know it. In Excel, as per Excel source, all the date in the world is stored in a number. Later we are changing into a date format. Suppose I am putting a date like today's date, control semicolon. Every date will have a number. This date is having a number. Actually today's date, for today's date the number is 46,099 as per Microsoft Excel. All the date will be stored in a number here. So first date will be 1 Jan 1900 as per Microsoft. All the date, the first Jan 1900 is the first date. 1 January 1900 is the first date as per Microsoft Excel. This is as per Microsoft Excel. 1 Jan 1900, if I change it to a number format, it will display 1. That's the first day as per Microsoft Excel. And if I type today's date, this date is 46099. So every date will have a number. So if we try to display this date, so this date there should be some number for this date. That number will be displayed. That number will be displayed. But I don't want that number. I want this value to be displayed here. What is that value? The date. What is the date? 5th March 2026. 10th March 2026 has to be displayed there. So let us go to once again this and click on FX again. So you have to click on the FX. So click on this. Yeah, sorry, FX, not Thunderbolt. Sorry, not a Thunderbolt. You have to click on FX. Go to FX and go to this tab here. I think morning itself we have seen format and number. Same like we have an option called format date time. Format date time open bracket. Format date time open bracket, which is the date. Dynamic content. And what is the date is, I think it's requested date. So requested date, comma, within a single quote. You have to put a single quote, DD. Within a single quote, you have to put DD. DD is for day. Maybe I want a hyphen. After DD, I want an hyphen. Don't use M. Small m. M is not a month. If we are using small m, it will consider as a minute. M means minutes. But I want month. So you have to use capital M. Not a smaller m. You have to use capital M. 1 m. January is 1, February is 2, March is 3. 2 m. January is 01, February is 02, March is 03. 3 m. JANFEBMAR. 4 m. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So whichever you want. As of now, I'll go with the 2 m's. Hyphen. Y can be in a small letters. Y. 4 y's. 2y is 26. 4y is 2026. So I want the date should be displayed in this format. Format, date and time, open bracket. Format, date and time, open bracket. Come to the last. Single quote. DD hyphen MM hyphen YYY. 4 y's. 4 y's for years. Add. So this is for the requested date. Same thing. Let us do it for the expected date. Same FX again. And go to the formula bar and typing format date and time, format date time, open bracket. Dynamic content. See more. and this is expected delivery date. Expected delivery date, sorry, comma, single quote, DD hyphen capital MM hyphen YYY. 4 Ys, 2Y or 4Y, don't put 3 Ys, 2 or 4. Close bracket at the last. Okay. Run. Run the flow and check. Getting error. Why?
For each layer. முன்னாடி இருந்தாச்சு இப்போ
Yeah, why?
For each video.
நம்ம ஒன்றும் பண்ணலையே.
அதில் ஏதோ பேராமீட்டர் செலக்ட் ஆகி எரர் மாட்டேங்குது.
Actually, we didn't do any changes. Make any changes in for each. For each, I didn't touch it also. I didn't do anything in the for each. Why it's showing some error? File open. When I'm puzzled why I'm getting this error. Because of the date, I don't know why. Because of it. To date, there is no connection between the date and other things. Because of the date, we are getting that error. I think it is because of the date we are getting that error. I think we have to convert the date as per the as per Indian format. Then I think it should work. Let us try that. So in the post message, I used that requested date. In the requested date and the expected date, we are getting an error. After that, when I remove that, I think it's working fine. The reason may be because of the date. Date is as not as per the Indian format. So we have one more option when I go to the FX. When I go to the FX, you can see there is an option available here. Convert the time zone. We have an option called as convert time zone. You have to convert the time zone as per the Indian time zone format. You have to convert the time zone as per the Indian time zone format. If you are not aware of this function, I don't know how to use this convert the time zone. So I don't know how to use the convert time zone here. Let me add the dynamic content and I'll go to this see more and I'll add that dynamic content is my, where is that expected? See more. So requested date. So create a expression. Here let us give an expression. So I want to give an expression convert. So I'm going to the create expression, create a copilot expression, create an expression with copilot, convert the date as per Indian time zone and as per India format. So just I am giving some input to my copilot because I assume that I don't know the formula. Assume I don't know the formula how to convert it the time zone to the Indian time zone, and I don't know how to convert it as an Indian format here. So let us click on create expression. So I click on create expression and I clicked on the create expression here. Yes, it shows me a small coding here. It has given a small formula here. Convert the time zone item the requested date UTC Indian Standard Time, that is a UTC. Convert the time zone of that requested date into UTC single quote UTC comma Indian Standard Time DDMMYYY. So this is the formula. Assume I don't know the formula. What is the formula to be done? So now you can get the help from the copilot. So I clicked on the copilot and I typed something here. Convert the date as per the time zone and as per the Indian format. So it is giving some formula here. Convert time zone, the full quote, comma, double quotes, UTC, comma, Indian Standard Time format, and the format is DDMMYY format. Okay. Add it. Let us check whether this is working. Test. Still I am getting an error. Because we are converted as an Indian format also. Converted into time zone, but still I don't know, it is a problem online. Let me try and I will show you the formula. Date itself, it's a problem. One option I will check, then we'll try that.
It's open, not a problem, right?
Excel, that's not a problem. Now, whenever I use the date, it's giving some problem. I'm just checking whether there is a code available for converting a number into a date. But why, I don't know. It's giving some error. Just a minute, I'll try the last one. Otherwise, we have to skip the data as of now. Go to the conversion function just to check whether there is any function for converting a number into a date. Int string float bool base 64 binary 64 data URI to string data URI decode decode URL array. Doing same thing, format date and time. We already used that format date and time. In earlier version, I didn't get the problem. This is the first time I'm getting the problem in this date. I think he has found one solution. We'll check that. The date format. When I go to the advanced parameter, I'll go to the list row from here. When I go to the advanced parameter, show all. Here you should get this date format. Date and time format. I think this is a new feature added here. Last version we didn't get this. I click here and we have to select it as ISO 86. This is the global format. ISO 8601. So I gone to the first one here, the list row present in a table. List row present in a table. Scroll down and if it is already available, okay. If it is not available, show all. Click on show all. Here we change the date and time format to ISO 8601. Now I am saving it. I'm trying to test it. This is a new feature. think it's running on the background. Yes. The format has to be changed. I used the format as YYMMDD, so it has to be changed into DDMMYY. I repeat. Thank you, sir. Select this list rows present. Here you have changed the date format to ISO. The last version we didn't have this option. This is I think it is a new feature. Select this parameters, show all, and change the date format to this part. Change it to DDMMYY. I selected YYMMDD. You have to change it to DDMM. So I'll change that. Go to post the message format and let us make it as DD MM capital M and YYY. 4 Ys. Update. Same for the expected date also. FX format date time open bracket dynamic content and I select the expected date. So delivery expected delivery date. Comma single quote comma single quote DD hyphen capital MM hyphen YYY. Add. Yes, sir. Yeah. So we have to see about SharePoint. We have to see about Power Apps. We have to see about. Uh, yes, sir. You want me to come with that? 1 minute.
Instead of also, no? Let's say, so that we can defend for customer presentation, for example, if delayed.
Which we can. First date, and then what is the fix model? Model name, supplier name, request date. Okay. Now, so let me save this and I close this. Let us come to the same exercise file. I'll come to the same exercise file. Let us take some other table. I'll take this table. This table is already over. The spare parts delivery tracking is over. Now, let us take this table or and maybe the supply delivery performance, target and actual. I want to check with some numbers. Yeah, let us take this production output monitoring. Production output monitoring. We have something like record ID, we have a machine name, we have target production, we have actual production. So the target is this and actual is this, the variance is this. So for example, 1004, you can add one or two and you can check it also. Now I want to check wherever the variance is lesser, negative. So the production actual is, the plant is 700, but the actually happened is only 610. So the difference is 90. Like this, some other, even I will check this next one, 550. Instead of this, I will make it as 540. The difference is negative 10. I write the formula here, equal to, the difference is actual minus production, and this is sorry, plant minus actual. Plant minus actual. Sorry, okay. So wherever it's negative, so here actual planned is 540, but actually we did this is only 540. Actual is 550, we achieved only 540, so it's negative. So I want you to create a flow wherever my variance is in negative, wherever this variance is negative, or you can give some dummy value also, wherever the variance is negative 90 or 10, that means wherever my actual is lesser than the plan. You can do both. Wherever the variance is negative, that also you can check, or you can check one more, wherever my actual is lesser than the target. Actual is lesser than the target. So that I want to send a mail. Either you can do one thing, either you can compare this variance, wherever the variance is negative, I want to send a mail or a message, or wherever this actual is lesser than the target, wherever the actual is lesser than the target. For that, I want you to send a mail or a Teams message or whatever. So I want you to check this. Maybe the sheet name is production output monitoring. Production output monitoring. You can add some extra columns, you can add some rows also. The formula is D2 minus C2. That's a variance formula. D2 minus C2, it's my variance formula. So this is my plan, this is my actual. As per the plan, we have planned 500, we actually did 20, so it's more. So like this, here I planned for 700, we achieved only 610, so it's negative. So all these negatives, wherever the variance is negative, for that I want to send a mail. So here we didn't achieve our target, we didn't achieve the target. So if the target is not achieved, I want to send a mail or I want to send a message to them. So I want you to create a flow for this. Create a flow for this table. Production output monitoring, create a flow wherever the variance is negative. If the variance is negative, create a flow for it. So do it faster, then we'll see about the Power App, how to link Power App with Power Automate, how to save the file through a Power App to Excel, to a SharePoint. That part we'll see it in the next one. Yes, try. Just try first to convert this table into a dynamic table and verify that whether it's stored in a OneDrive, and then create a flow. Two things you can do, you can check wherever the variance is negative, or you can check actual versus plan. Wherever my actual is less than the target, wherever the actual is lesser than the target, I want you to send a message.
When we use the negative, we would write negative or a symbol in the parameter. The variance is less than negative, you would write or a symbol.
Less than 0.
That's fine.
Less than 0 is negative, right?
Yeah, that's you have to write ZDRO or 0. I'm asking.
0, number. Number 0. Finishing this, we'll start with our app. Data killed our timing some 5-10 minutes. So I told you either you can try two things. One is if the variance is negative. Second one is whether my actual is lesser than the plan. Anyone you can try. Just to display the record number, machine name, target and actual and variance. SharePoint also we have to see. Yes. Finish this. We'll start with Power App. Before the break, we'll start Power App at least. Power App, SharePoint, approvals. Approvals and Power App we can do together also. Done. Failed. It's going to true part or false part.
For each,
Check your condition. We are checking a number. So if you want to check a number, you cannot check it straight away.
straight away, you have to change that. Float.
What? Int is okay. Done. Done, sir. Very good. I think as per my thing, last two row has to be displayed. Assembly line 4, assembly line 5. As per my data. Okay, let me try this. First, let us convert this into a dynamic table. Control T, Control L, and I OK. Go to table design. Under table design, let us give the table name. I'll give the table name. This is the production output, PRODOUT output. This is production output. So we have converted this table into a dynamic table. Save and close. Come back and I create a flow. Create instant cloud flow. Manual trigger. Before that I'm giving a name. 14. This is production output. PRODOUT production output. Manual trigger. Production output. Create. Click on the plus symbol. And we have to go for the Excel table. Get list. LIST list. List rows present in a table. List row present in the table. And I select the table name. OneDrive business. OneDrive. The file name. Power Automate. Exercise. Production output. That's all here. We are not going to use any dates. If you are using the dates, change the dates to ISO here. Go to show all and change the dates to ISO format here. But we are not going to use any dates. So let us click on plus here. I go to condition, control, condition, choose. Here tell me what are the columns we are going to choose here is the columns which we are going to choose is on the Thunderbolt. On the CMOR we are going to choose the column name is variance. The column name is variance. But this column is in a number. So what has to be done? Can I select the variance straight away here? So you have to go to FX. Under FX you can make it as int open bracket because of smaller value. It will not go in decimals. It will not go very bigger value. So int open bracket dynamic content and the column name is variance. Close bracket int item name the variance close bracket add and it should be greater less than. It should be lesser than 0 or equal to. Less than or equal to 0. If it is less than 0 is actually achieved, right?
0 achieved actually.
So I think it's not required. Less than I will say only less than. 0 means you have achieved actually. For target and actual is equal. So it means we have achieved. So I say less than 0. If it is less than 0, it has automatically created the for each and it has automatically created the condition. Now let us go to the plus symbol here and I'll post the message. Post the chat, post the message in a chat. Flowbot. Channel. And team. Yes. So just I am displaying, since the time is very shorter, I am displaying the values only. Thunderbolt. Record ID. Thunderbolt. Record ID is not required. Okay. Machine name. Thunderbolt. See more. Total production. Thunderbolt. Target. And Thunderbolt the variance. That's all. So just I'm displaying the value for time being. What is the record ID? What is the machine name? What is the target? What is the actual? That's all. Just I'm displaying to check whether it's working. Save it. Wherever it's negative, wherever my variance is negative, it has to send a mail. So we didn't achieve the target. So you put the content and other things you decide. Test, manual flow, test, continue, run. Yes. 1 of 5, I think 2. I should get 2 output here. Yes, these 2 are negatives. Minus 90, minus 10. Assembly line 4, assembly line 5.
What if we and the complete table which you are saying, only 2 rows should come in?
Then you have to use that option first to filter the table, and you have to use another flow. We are not doing it, but I will tell you how to do it here. There is an option. Get. But what happens if one row is sent to a different person, another row should be sent to a different person?
Switch out.
Then you have to do multiple. Okay. Try with this get table. So the entire table. And then use the condition. Selected a wrong one. Power app, not power app, power automate.
Each have to get tables, huh?
No. This is last one, sir. This is last one. So I'm saying that you can use this flow.
Before the list row present.
Correct. Before this, here you have to use this. I used it in the same flow. That's all. But manual trigger, instead of getting the list row present in a table, you have to get the table. Try that. Try. As of now, I'm not trying. I'm just.
So, I don't know, people may use the same thing. For example, send something which is open or something. We need to have a table view. Directly mail has to go automatically.
But a very big table will be a problem.
Not that much. For example, if it's something is open. Sheet, for example, summary sheet is there. 4 people with that we can send. Useful.
We'll try. So we got the data from 3 methods. One is manual input, another one is through a forms. Second one, now we got it through a Excel table. Now the one we will see is through a Power App. We'll start this. We cannot complete it because it's a very big topic. We have to see about Power App. We have to see about the approvals. Now, who are already attended Power App, you are being aware of it, but who have not attended Power App, so go to the web browser. So we will create a small apps, not a very big app. We'll create a small app. Then we will link that app with this Power Automate. We'll link the app with the Power Automate. So what is the advantage of app? Why can't we create a form? Form can be used for the external people. App can be used only for your teams. Within the Daimler, you want to send a form. That form can be opened in the mobile. Form can be opened in my laptop, desktop, anywhere you can create a form. So first you have to create a small forms. We will create a small form. I want to create a small form where maybe the issue type, the employee is going to submit their issues. Some issue has happened in their any location, the issue. They are going to submit it. We are going to bring it to Power Automate. Let us create a form now. So go to Power Automate app. How do we go to Power App is make.powerapps.com. make.powerapp.com. Yesterday used make.powerautomate.com. Now use make.powerapps.com. We'll create it before the break. We'll create, then we'll see how to make a link with Power Automate also. So afternoon session is started. That's why I started the Power App now itself. So make.powerapps.com. And please, after logging into that make.powerapp.com environment, please select the environment which you used yesterday. Even I don't know that environment. I hope you will remember that environment. What is that environment? HR something. That environment. Please select that environment. So make.powerapps.com. Who have attended already Power Apps, I think you would have been aware of this. Who have not attended, just go to this make.powerapps.com and go to this environment and select the environment. I'm not going to give much on Power Apps. Let us see a small one. Create. Make.powerapps, APPS, make.powerapps.com. Yes. Done. Last week we had a separate one-day session on this Power Apps. Early batches, I think we had Power Apps and Power Automate together. I think this time they have separated it. I don't know why. First day we'll have Power Apps, second and third day we'll have Power Automate earlier, but now they have separated. Done? Yes, sir. Any challenges? Make.powerapp.com. On this, we are going to create a small apps. Go to create. Introduction, other things, if I take it will take much time. So go to create. Under create, let us create a blank app now. Blank app. There is something called as Canvas app. There is something called as model driven app. Unfortunately, you cannot use the model driven app. It can be used only through a Dataverse. So go to the create. Under create, we are going to create a small app. We are going to create a small app through a form. We are going to create a small app now. Go to create, create blank. Go to create, create blank. Just click on create blank. So please do follow the steps. If you have any challenges, stop me and ask me there itself. So I'll create a blank app now. Do you want to create the blank app? Whether through a responsive screen, or you are going to create an app only for the tablet or tab size, or you are going to create it for the mobile size. But I can make it as responsive. What is this responsive? Is based on how they are logging in. Whether they are logging in through a mobile, the layout will looks like a mobile. When they log in through a desktop, it will be a desktop. When they are logging into a tab, it will be a tab. So I recommend to go with responsive. Your layout will change based on the instrument which we are using. Whether we are logging in through a mobile, whether we are logging in through a tab, or whether we are logging into a desktop. So I recommend to go with this responsive. So Power App, create responsive. Now it will create a small form here. It will create a small form. And it says, welcome to this Power App Studio. Welcome to this Power App Studio. And it's asking, do you want to create a form by yourself or create a gallery? Gallery is something different. So now skip this. We are not going to do this. Let us click on skip. Let us click on skip. Make.powerapp.com. Create a new app. I recommend, I think people knows this. I recommend there are some containers. The problem in the container is when you create some text box or when you create something, the moving, adjusting will be a little bit tougher. So there are some containers available here. There you can see it has automatically created a screen. Below the screen, there will be a container. In PowerPoint presentation, we'll have a PowerPoint presentation where we have some slides. Similarly, in Power App, we'll have some screen. Below the screen, there are some containers. Please, I recommend to delete that container. Select it and delete that container. Select it outside. You can select it outside and select and outside here. On the top, you can see there is something called as screen container. There is a screen container here. You should not get that screen container. I don't want the screen container. So click somewhere else outside. The entire container will be selected. Just to press delete. I'm just to press delete. Okay. Right. Now let us create some. We are going to insert some object here. We are going to insert some object. Now for example, I'm going to insert some object here. Let us insert some object. For example, issues. There are some issues which is happening in the department name. So what I want is, first one is issue. I want to create some column names like issue type. Maybe in which department that issue has happened. Okay, what is the details about it? Description of that issue. Something, only 3 columns. Let us take only 3 columns. We don't want to go in depth and create multiple columns. 3 things. What is the issue type? And which department that issue has happened? What is the description? Only 3 things. One is the issue type, another one is the department, another one is the description. Only 3 things. So let us start with this issue type. Issue type is the one my user is going to enter. My user is going to enter that issue type. So enter. So to enter it, we have something called as text box. There is a text box and I want to type the title for this. When you go to a website or anything, first you should have a title. Below the title, you should have some container for entering. So first I want to insert some title. Then I want to put a text box here. Below this, I want to put a text box. So let us go to insert. On the top, you can see there is a insert available here. Insert, or you can click on the plus symbol. So go to that insert here, or you can go to the plus symbol here, whichever is easier. So go to insert or click on the plus symbol. Let me go to insert. There is something called as text label. There is something called as text input. What is the difference between text label and text input? Text label is just to display. Text input is where user can type an input. User can type an input. So I recommend to go with the text label. First I will go with the text label. So let us click on title and other things. We'll do it. Time permits, we'll do it after the break. Maybe text label. I inserted a text label. I'll put the text label here. In this text label, and I'll go to the right hand side. There is a text. What is that text to be displayed here? I think I'll give a text. This is a issue type. What is the issue type? Enter. Just type issue type, enter. So this is just a text label. Okay. So click here on the right hand side. There is a properties. On the properties, I have typed this text. Or if you are trying very tough to go here and type it, no problem. You can just make a double click on this and type it also. Just make a double click and you can type it here. If you are finding a challenge to go to the properties and type it, just make a double click and type it. Okay. The properties should be visible here. If the property is not visible, if you are close to the property, no worries. There is a button available here called as properties. If I click on this, the properties will come back if you have closed it. If you have closed it, the properties will come back just by clicking on the properties button. It should be visible. If you unknowingly closed it, then click on the properties, you can get it back. Okay. Now below this text label, I want to put a text box. That's a text input. Go to insert again. Text input. Insert text input. The name itself says input. Click on this input and I'll put the text input here. Text input. Okay. We have selected the text input here. Now, what is the purpose of this input? They are going to type the input here. What is the issue type? That issue type has to be entered here. The issue type has to be entered here. So, by default, nothing should be there. So, I double click it and delete that something inside the text input. So, I delete this, or go to the right hand side, go to the properties. Under properties, you can remove the default text also. Just delete it. Select it and delete it, or double click and delete it, whichever is easier. I will go for the hint text, because my user, I know this, I want to enter the issue type, but my user doesn't know what we have to enter here. So let us go to the hint text. On the hint text, I am just giving some text. Please enter your issue type, or please enter what is the issue you have. Put a 3 dot dot dot. Just I'm putting a 3 dot. So we have inserted a text label. In the text label, what we did is I double click and I deleted the text input, and then I gone to the hint text and I typed some hint text here. What is the advantage? What is the purposes? You can see the hint text is displayed here. When I click, they can type it manually. Let us see how this is working. Let me check how this will work here. What I will do is go to this Power App. On the right hand side of the Power App, you can see the play button is available here, like a PowerPoint play button. In PowerPoint, we will run the slideshow. For running the slideshow, you run the play button, or you can click on the play button, or you can use the shortcut key F5 for running it and see it on the full screen, how it will be visible. So let me run this. Yes, my forms looks like this. Here, the issue type, and click, they can enter the issue type here. Okay, we'll create another two things. We'll create. Then we will link this with Power Automate. Like Microsoft Forms, we are creating a small app here. Okay. What is the next column? I told is department. And please do remember the name of this text box. When I click on the text box, what is the name of the text box? Is text input 1. That's the name of the text box. Text input 1. This is the name of the text box. If you don't like this name, can I give my own naming for my understanding? Yes, very much you can give your own naming also. Select the text box and go to this input pencil symbol. Click here. TXT. Just I am giving my own name. Issue type. This is the text box where we can enter your issue type. This is the text box for entering your issue type. Just we have given a text box, and I have given a name for the text box. So I have just given a name for the text box. Okay. Now the next one, what is the next one I told? First one is issue type. The next one is department names. Very good. Department name. So once again, I'll go to the insert text label. Let us go to the text label. A copy paste also. You can copy paste the text label also. Insert, but since some people are new, I am redoing it again. Insert text label, double click, and I rename this text label. This is the department name. You can copy and paste that text label also. But here, the department name not to be entered. The department name has to be selected. Department name has to be selected. Not, I don't want to enter the department name. We have the list of department name. That department name has to be selected. So, even you can select it from an Excel file. You can select it from an Excel table also. But as of now, let us go to insert, drop down. There is a drop down available. Where is the drop down? You can see the under the popular. If you are able to see the drop down, okay. If you are not able to see the drop down, there is a input available. If you go to the input, under the input, there is a drop down available here. Or still, if you are struggling to find it out, just go to the search box and type it also. Just go to the search box and type DROP. So go to the search box and I type drop down. So insert, go to the insert button. Under the input, you will get the drop down. If you are not able to get it, no worries. Just go there and type it DROP, drop down. Yes. There is a drop down inserted here. But the problem is, in this drop down, every time I have to run the form and check it. Can I check this form straight away here? I don't want to. Yes, you can run the form. If you run the form, this is how the form will look like. Here you can enter the issue type. And here you can select something. It says 1, 2, 3. This will change it. We'll change it to our department name. But when I close this, every time I have to run and check. Any easy method, I can check it straight away here. Yes. Hold the Alt key. Hold the Alt key on your keyboard and just go there. And you can see how this, it will show you the preview, how this form will work. If I click, you can type here. If I click, the combo will be. Just hold the Alt key and do it. Alt key is like a previewing the form. Instead of running the form and checking, you can say check the preview, just holding the Alt key and you can check it here. Hold the Alt key. Okay. Now, let me select that drop down of my combo, drop down of my department. On the top, it says drop down sample. Drop down sample. I don't want this drop down sample. I want your company, the department names has to be displayed. So delete that drop down sample. On the items, here it is items, here delete the drop down sample. Open the square bracket. Open the square bracket. Next to P on your keyboard. On your keyboard, next to that letter P, there is a square bracket. And within the double quotes, type your department names. For example, my department name is production. Maybe another comma, one more double quotes, maintenance. Comma, another double quotes, quality, something, comma, HR, comma, admin, comma, sales, like this, comma. So as of now, I'm adding some 5 or 6 department names. Even you can get this from some other table also. There is an option of getting it from some other table. These are all the things which we learn it in Power App. So now let me check whether it is working fine. So I'll go click on somewhere else, Alt key, and I click on the issue type. I can enter the issue type. Alt key, I can click on the department name. Yes, all the department names are listed here. Probably I will explain other controls also. Checkbox. Probably we'll see it after the lunch break. Okay. Then one more. Insert text label. Here they are going to give the description of the issue. What is the issue? They want to give the description of the issue. So let us say description. And it's better to give a meaningful name for your insert text label. Double click. Yes. Let us add a text label, insert text input. Text input. Selected the text input. On the right hand side, as I told, it's always better to have a meaningful name for each and every control. First control I have given a name called as txt issue type, or if you are having text input you can have the same name, but please do you remember the names. Here this drop down name is drop down 1, and similarly this text input name is text input 2. You can rename it as usual. You can go to the pencil symbol and you can rename it. And I recommend to give the hint text. Go to the hint text. Please enter the description of the issue. Okay, I'm just giving the hint text. Last one is you have to link this with Power Automate. I'm searching for something like multi-line. We'll have an option called as multi-line. Yes. Mode. Single line, make it as multi-line. The advantage of multi-line is the description may be larger. So I want to make a multi-line here. So multi-line, and I increase the height so that they can enter a bigger line here. So run the form and check. Yes. Here is the issue type, here is the department name, and here they are going to enter the description. Multi-line. Actually, what are we going to do here is, we are going to create one button here called as submit. When I click on submit, whatever the issue type they have given, whatever the department name they have typed, what is the description they have typed, so it should flow to the Power Automate. It should automatically goes to the Power Automate, and you have to decide what you have to do it in the Power Automate. Through the Power Automate, this data has to be saved in my Excel file, it has to be saved in my SharePoint. And if the department name is production, the mail should be sent to the production department. If the issue type is quality, it has to be sent to the quality department. So based on it, we are going to create a flow. When I click on submit, it has to transfer the data to Power Automate. In Power Automate, we are going to do some activity. From yesterday, we have seen how to get the data, one from forms, second one is from Excel. Now we are going to see how to get it from Power App. That's what we are going to do. Before that, I think we'll do this in the afternoon. Before that, we'll save this Power App. So there is a save button on the right hand side. We have created some 3 controls. Finally, we are going to create a control called a submit. When I submit, it will go to Power Automate. That we'll do it later. Now I'm going to click on the save button. Click on save. What is this app name? This app name is designed for that issue, submission of the issue or issue types. for an APP issue. That's all. I save this app. You want to see that? Come back. Come back. I have saved it. Have you seen all your flows? Same like if you go to app, the app which you have created will be available here. And how do we share it to others? We have to publish it. That part we will see it in the afternoon. How to publish, and this we can share it to others also. After publishing, you can share this to others. Maybe it may take some time just to refresh it and check.
Where my app all, I can find only in all, not in
Here, you can find it in my app.
finding it here. I'm finding it.
It may take some time. Just a refresh and it may take some time. 1 or 2 minutes. Sir. Okay. Afternoon, what we did is we will connect this Power App and Power Automate. So that's what we are going to do. Button both connect. The button, after inserting button, connection is the process. So we'll do both together. Okay. So save it and minimize this. We'll go for a break. After the break, we'll connect it. And SharePoint is still pending. Approval is still pending. That's all the topic. I think our afternoon session is shorter. So we'll try to cover as much as possible. Stop.